So let's go. Alrighty, so hey guys, this is Fernando from We Love Metal, and today I'm here on Skype with Herman Lee and Sam Totman from DragonForce, who are releasing their sixth album called Maximum Overload. So yeah, thanks a lot, guys, for taking the time to talk with us here at We Love Metal.
Yeah, no problem. Awesome to be here.
All right, cool. All right, so yeah, so I pretty much took a dip into the album, and yeah, Maximum Overload's a really good album. I really like the songwriting on it. The execution was wonderful. The sound is definitely fresher and more genuine compared to your previous albums. I also enjoyed the heavier thrash aspect of the album. So how do you guys feel about how the album turned out?
Yeah, no, we thought it was really cool. I mean, obviously we kind of had all the demos done before we start recording them, so we knew what the songs were kind of like. But like, you still never really know until you finished an album, especially this time. Like, we're working with a different, like, in a different studio and stuff. But yeah, no, the end result, we're totally happy with it. Yeah, it's really cool.
Nice, nice. All right, cool. So how do you guys go about the songwriting process and the recording stages of completing the album?
Um, well, like normally in the past, I would sort of write most of it on my own and kind of I'd just like do demos with a drum machine, and then I'd write like I write like the chords out and the vocal lines and the basic songs, and then like once I got a demo, then I would sort of send it to everyone else, and people can like add their stuff to it. Well, actually, it'd be more like once we start recording it, people would add their stuff to it. And but then this time I was, instead of writing them on my own, like I was teamed up with Fred, the bass player, and we kind of just wrote them all together because I'd been doing it for like so many albums, and it gets harder to come up with new ideas, and it's like, I mean, obviously I can still come up with ideas in the end, but it just takes a bit longer to not repeat yourself, so yeah, we just thought this was the first time I'd ever kind of teamed up with someone else on the album. I mean, past albums, some I didn't write everything, but I do like, so like sort of 70% of it, I guess. But yeah, so this is the first one we wrote, like actually me and Fred together, and that's what's kind of given it definitely a new feel in a way, because like there's a lot of stuff that maybe like he would write a section, like an instrumental part in the middle of one of my songs, and then I'd write a chorus on one of his songs and this kind of thing. So, and that's before we started, we said, oh, let's like bring a bit more thrash into it. So that's obviously something you sounds like you picked up on already. And then apart from that, it was just the same kind of go in the studio and record them.
Nice, nice. And from what I hear, this was also your first album with producer, correct?
That's right. Yeah, we in the past, pretty much Sam and I did most, I guess, the production on since the beginning, and that's what we done. But this time we thought, hey, we have learned, we know what we're doing, but let's make it not so simple. And we got in the producer, and we decided to make things, challenge ourselves, see what it's like to work in a different environment and things like that. And it turned out really well. I mean, Jens is a well-known metal producer, with a really good ear. He's done some great albums. I mean, there's not everyone knows about that. So we're able to kind of work together and make how to say, to make something that is DragonForce, still DragonForce, but another level, evolving with the music, everything like that.
All right, cool, cool. Alrighty, so digging into one of the songs off the album, what was your inspiration to cover Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire?
Well, we just sort of thought, because we'd never done a cover before, and we made a on purpose point of that since we started. We said, oh, let's not do covers because like we've got enough songs of our own. What's the point? Everyone else does covers, and I always thought, like, when people play covers exactly the same, like, I mean, I'm not saying it's bad, but I just thought, well, I didn't really see the point of playing something exactly the same, and just the only difference is really that you've got a different vocalist, and what I mean, I never saw the point of these covers that you would see as bonus tracks, and we said, like, if we're going to do one, now 10 years later, for us to do a cover would actually be kind of different and something, and kind of interesting for people to hear and for ourselves to try. So we were like, yeah, let's do it. And like, if we're going to do one, let's take something that's completely not a metal song. Like, there's no point in covering the Trooper or something, like,
Right.
that's not so like, just take something that's not. And when I heard this, so we said, yeah, let's do something that's not a metal song, just try and put our own touch on it. So, and then the reason it came up with Johnny Cash was just I was watching the TV when thinking of my head, oh, we need to find a song to play, and that came on, and I could just like from instantly hearing it, I just sort of had this vision, oh, that could totally work as a DragonForce song, even though it's totally different style of music. It kind of, to me, it was very clear. I could just kind of hear that melody line, that vocal, especially of the chorus, into one of our songs. So it just kind of, so I just got on the computer and like put a drum beat down and played over the top, changed a bit of the chords, and then it all came together really quick, actually.
Nice, nice. All right, awesome. Alrighty, so now that this new album's coming out, what are you guys' plans on the tour plans in support of the album? I know some of the writers on our site that said you guys would definitely would be perfect for Prague Power USA next year. So yeah, what are you guys' plans on touring next year?
We so we're gonna start touring a month after the album comes out. So the album comes out in like 19th of August or 18th of August, 19th of August. So we're gonna start touring like I guess in September. But we're starting in the UK, working our way to in Europe. We're gonna do a show in Japan, and so right now we're actually planning the US tour. We're trying to make that happen at the moment. I know I read some messages on the internet, on social media, and saying, "Oh, why you guys never come to the US?" I mean, we actually been to the US so many times, they won't believe it. Just not so much on the last album. And when we did loads of US tour, people say, why you guys don't play more in Europe? So this time we have to start in Europe. We don't have a choice. Otherwise they get really pissed off with us in Europe. But we will be making our way, back in the US for tours, no doubt.
All right, awesome, awesome. All right, so are you guys formally trained in music or are you guys self-taught?
I guess different than them. Myself, I'm just a self-taught. I know um
Yeah, I did like well, I learned like classical guitar when I was young because my parents kind of said I had to, and so yeah, I did that. And then when I left school, I went to like I don't even know what the name. It was like a degree in music or something. Like I only did like 6 months, and then I didn't. I just dropped out of it because I thought it was boring. But yeah, I went to classical music university, and so yeah, had quite a lot of background in that, and I just wasn't that much of a fan of classical music in the end, so I stopped. But yeah, that was kind of how I started off the guitar actually. And then the other guys, I think I don't really know what their backgrounds are.
I guess everyone is trained classically except myself and Mark.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh okay. Oh, learned something new.
There you go.
All right, cool. And then another question. Do you guys make a living out of the music industry? And I know you guys are always busy touring and recording and rehearsing and all that. But is that all you guys just pretty much make a living just out of the music industry?
Yeah, that's what we've been doing. Pretty much we started touring heavily since 2004. So I haven't, so I quit my job back then.
Yeah, I think
because because how do you say, you only get this almost, you kind of get this kind of one chance in life kind of opportunity, and we had the deal and everything. It was our second album, Sonic Firestorm. I thought, yeah, you know what, if the band doesn't work, I did it because I love it. I love the music, and there's always a job, when you get home. So so since then we haven't worked. I mean, since the second album of touring. So yeah, it's
yeah. I mean, we've been pretty lucky, I guess. I never expected to make a living out of it. We just did. Yeah, it was cool.
All right, cool. Alrighty. So what musical situation do you guys most enjoy? Is it playing live? Is it rehearsing and recording, or is it the songwriting process? Like what aspect of that do you guys most enjoy?
So I mean, I think we used to enjoy live more than recording, but these days we pretty much enjoy all the aspect now. I mean, we really kind of start to like we like recording more than we used to now, because I don't know, I think the music has got more diverse, especially on this album, and there's so many more challenges that we found, that actually we kind of start enjoying these challenges of recording as much as live. So I mean, I like kind of everything about it. The touring obviously is definitely a really fun part.
All right, cool. And from what I heard, your drummer left right after the finalization of the album. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a happy split. I mean, it's not really kind of a drama or anything. Dave, he's been in the band for a long time, so he just wanted to do something different, and he didn't want to tour as much as DragonForce. I mean, the tours are just brutal. You really don't get any time at home, and he wants to do a bit of that. So that's cool. And the transition been really with our new drummer G Anzalone. He's Italian, and we kind of friends with him before the band, before he joined the band. So that was a transition, quick kind of, even Dave recommended him. Dave knew him too. So.
All right, nice. Alrighty, well, we have a couple more questions here, dealing a little more on the more personal level here. So what are you guys' main interests outside of music?
Drinking, I suppose.
Of course.
I was asking this girl, like, I was trying to talk to this girl, like, on Saturday. I said, so what are you into? And she said to me, well, I'm into drinking. I said, well, drinking is not a hobby, Is it? I mean,
well, yeah, but it's the things that you do while you're drinking, and make whatever. That's my honest answer. Like, well, I mean, I guess drinking involves socializing as well, doesn't it? So, like that's that.
Is it? I always find that interesting because some people actually like drinking. Is like they like to taste the wine, they like to taste the beer, but what I mean.
Yeah, but it usually involves because you're having a social time as well.
Really?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so I mean, I don't enjoy drinking on my own, sitting in my house just for the sake of drinking booze, But yeah, no, I mean, that's my main two pastimes. I'll play video games and go out and get drunk, basically. Pretty simple kind of life.
Really interesting.
Awesome. All right. So how does your family feel about being in a metal band?
Who's thinking this question?
Well, I think they're pretty happy actually. Like, they didn't really understand it. I mean, I used to play in like black metal bands and stuff like that. So I think from the stuff we're playing now, they're quite happy because they can kind of understand it. They're like, oh, well, it's not quite as horrible as what you used to do.
So your dad I've met Sam's dad once in New Zealand, and the first thing he said to me was, he said to me, thanks for making my son not a loser. So I don't know if he really hated death metal back then, but he must be really happy these days. He's playing this kind of music.
Yeah. Well. No, yeah, I think it's pretty cool. But I don't know. They're just happy that I'm not on the dole, I suppose.
Right. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. So we have a question that we like to ask pretty much most of the bands that we interview here at We Love Metal. So, what advice would you guys give to young bands that are starting out and trying to make it in the industry?
Of course. I think, these days, really in a band, it's not just about playing music. I think a lot of people think, you're just in a band playing music and that's it. I mean, you always need to have some guy in the band that, that knows beyond music. That you have to have one guy who knows how to do all this video, computer, recording, that kind of stuff, and do the business part. I think for any band you have to have at least one person that taking charge and drive
doing the manager jobs before you have a manager almost.
Yeah, to drive the band forward. I mean, that's really important if you want to survive in the music business. And of course, it's without saying, you have to love what you're doing. You can't be doing it for the wrong reason. I mean, it's a kind of a low. It's not best bet, for this in a career. The probability of. If you love what you're doing, it doesn't really matter.
All right, cool. Yeah, thanks for the advice. So we have a couple more. Questions. Are there any specific tracks or any part of the album that you guys are looking forward to playing live?
Myself, I really look forward to playing. The game is going to be a challenging live song. It's fast. It's melodic, but it is pretty brutal. So, I always like a challenge with the way the guitar solos are pretty crazy on that. So I think it's going to be fun when we play that song live.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to playing any of them, really. I mean, it's always nice when you get. One of the best things about having a new album is you get to go out and play some songs that you haven't been playing for the last, however many years. So, yeah, they're all going to be cool. And we've got a bunch. I think I like all the songs on there. We haven't quite exactly chosen what we're going to play yet, but that was going to be fun.
All right, cool. I know you said you guys are pretty much going to be playing some of the new album. On your next upcoming tour, are you guys going to be trying to incorporate a lot of your older stuff, mostly newer stuff? How are you guys going to go about that?
We always try to mix it up, and we always try to bring back songs we haven't played on the last tour either. You got to have a mix for the old fans that want to hear the so-called not popular song. You know, some fans don't want to hear Through the Fire and Flames anymore because everyone knows that song. They want to hear something a bit different from like kind of a previous album. So we're working some of those actually. Sam was practicing them today.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, we try and basically keep everyone happy, including ourselves. You know, it's like I always think from my personal point of view, I like to go and see like Iron Maiden or whoever. Like, I want to hear them play the songs that they never usually play. I personally don't really want to hear Under the Hills again, but like loads of other people do. So you kind of have to like take that into account and try and make it, you know, keep everyone happy. You don't just want to go, oh, we're going to play all what we like, because that might not be. You know, we try and be nice to everyone, basically.
All right, cool. Then on your album, you guys have Matt Heafy from Trivium. Have you guys had him in mind for a while, or was he just kind of like last moment, like, hey, let's choose this guy to sing for us, or what was your inspiration to pick Matt to guest star in some of your songs?
It was kind of it was kind of a sudden thing. We didn't think about it at all, and suddenly when we were hearing these songs, and we thought, oh, we need to add some kind of different kind of backing vocals here, and we thought, hey, what about Matt? Maybe we should ask him. You know, that kind of came out randomly. That's really by luck that we thought about that. And Matt is such a cool guy, and really, you know, we really like his voice. He's got a, you know, kind of good variety of like skills in the way of he can sing, you know, kind of heavy death metal, black metal, and he gave us loads of different styles when when he sent back the recording. So that was really awesome of him for, you know, taking part in some of these songs, basically on The Game, on Defenders, and No More. He's on those 3 songs from the new album.
Nice. All right, cool. Alrighty, well, now that we're wrapping up this interview, we pretty much have one last question for you guys. So you guys have any last words for your fans out there?
Yeah, well, just I always say, well, thanks for being our fans. Pretty, you know, just can't be more honest than that.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're really gonna like the new album. I believe the fans. If they haven't heard us for a while, because we've been away for a little bit. I think they're gonna be surprised. You know, there's definitely not, you know, just another album of the same stuff. I mean, we're always evolving. So I think, you know, check it out. Old fans, new fans, fans.
I think, yeah, like it's basically got something for if they. This is what my theory is, that like if you used to be a fan, then you kind of got sick of it, because, you know, people get sick of bands. That's fair enough. But like I think this has got stuff to keep old people happy. I think it hasn't changed so much that people that like us will go, oh, they've changed. It's just what you know and love, but it's got a lot of new cool stuff in there too.
Yeah, and there's still no band that sounds like us. So if you don't like what we're doing, then, you know, you're probably never gonna like it. I don't know.
Alrighty, cool. All right, well, that's all the questions that we have for you guys. Yeah, thanks for taking the time, and we look forward to seeing you live.
Cool,
man.
Good talking to you, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot. All right, guys. Well, this is Fernando from We Love Metal. All right. This was Herman Lee from DragonForce and Sam Totman. So once again, guys, thanks for your time, and we hope to see you on the road.
Yeah,
cool, man.
See you
Thanks
soon,
a lot.
man.
Cheers.
Take care.
All right, take care.
Take care, man. Thank you.